welcome to Let's Play Gran Turismo 2, episode 108. Okay, so it is now time for us to head over to our 9th and final manufacturer in East City, which is Toyota, and of course, it is also our final manufacturer of one-make events in this game, and officially I've already decided on which car I'm using for the first event, and it's the first car I ever used in this game. My Toyota Celica GTR is officially the machine I'm going to be using for the first event. So, heading over to East City now, as we are heading over to our 9th and final manufacturer in East City, as well as also being the manufacturer which shall officially give us the completion rate of all but one event in this game. And just before we get started, obviously, I'm going to check to see if... Oh yeah, the semi-racing exhaust. Yeah, I did purchase that. And... oh yeah, I did put on the racing chip, but did I put on the pork rind? No, I didn't. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put this on anyway, and also I'll probably remove the semi-racing exhaust, probably because I don't need that. I also don't think I'll need the Stage 1 Engine 2 neither, if I'm being completely honest. And just because I want to give myself some more grip in this thing, I'm gonna put on the sport tyres. But anyways, that's about all I'm gonna do. And so, now we shall head over to our first event of the final manufacturer of the one-make events, which is the Celica meeting. And we have 5 events we need to get through here at Toyota, as we have the Starlet meeting, the MR2 Spider Trophy, the Altezza Cup, and the Yaris Trophy for our finale. And we shall head over to our first event, which is the Celica meeting. 5 grand if we can win the first race, and 7 grand if we can win the second race. Hopefully we shall have success in both of them, and ooh, we are going to Rome Night for our first event. But because obviously I've got to challenge myself just that little bit more, obviously we are heading over to our first race of the Celica meeting, and I am using my Toyota Celica GTR for this event. Why? Because I want to. Also because did I remove the racing exhaust? Also, furthermore, I do really like these headlights. These are some nice headlights. And at the moment I'm currently running 5th, but hopefully I should be able to charge my way up the order, as I am now already up into 2nd position so far. And I've also just remembered how long 4th gear is in this car, and oh, going for a move. Somehow I just knew that move was not going to work, but still went for it anyway, and I just over-reffed. Who was surprised? Not me, as I am already falling a second back to what I think is the Celica GT4, and I think it's the ST205 model that's leading this thing, as indeed it is, and yep, I just had to charge up the inside, but somehow I was still able to take the lead, regardless of how appalling my chances were on making a charge at the inside. And so now, I officially need to stay on the defensive. And trying to stay on the inside and getting forced to the outside a little bit there, but again, this is only the first lap, so obviously no damage has officially been taken so far, as I am trying to see if I can maneuver back up into the lead, as that is what I am trying to do. And at the moment, of course, I'm actually feeling like I'm being challenged at the moment. Not necessarily intimidated, but definitely challenged in this event at the moment, as I have two younger Celicas in front and behind me, and this time my dive bomb did work, as I am trying to hold on to the inside line. And blocking from the younger Celica, just I think that's probably the Celica GT4, which is effectively the four-wheel drive model as far as I know, but anyways, I do now have an interval, but I have no doubts in saying that interval is easily going to shrink as we enter this final sequence of corners, but hopefully I will be able to lead them up to the line, as I'm already defending on the inside, just blocking from his AI, doing whatever I can do to hold on to the lead. And shall I hold on to the lead long enough? Yes, I will. I am the first to cross the line up to the stripe. And in the end of that, I won by just over 1.5 tenths in that event. And then it was the 97 Celica in third, followed by the 83 Celica in fourth, and then at the back it was the two Celica GT4s. As the overall margin from first to sixth in the end was 1.35 seconds, or just under 1.36 seconds, I should say. But anyways, there we go. Our first event is now complete, as I have returned, of course, to the first car I ever used in this game. And as far as I can remember, this was also the first car I ever bought in this game as well, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was. Because I started this game in November, and already it's February. At least by the time I've got this video uploaded, it will probably still be February, but you know. So, gotta put on all 3 stages of weight reduction now, and also going to put on the racing mod I have available to me. And, well, since I decided this was the only Celica I had available in my garage, I decided, yeah, why not, let's go for it. And well, officially, because this Celica GTR very much has the same design of the WRC Celica, at least the design of the Celica one, it was remodeled in the early 90s. Effectively, this is of course a WRC livery. And obviously, since this is the only one available, I'm just going to put it on. And well, as for the rims, I'm going to keep those on, because I don't feel like I want to change those, if I'm being completely honest. And yep, this car is indeed a natural aspiration, and just because I want to have a little bit more control under braking, I'm going to put on the sport brakes, because I may need those. But anyways, that is now done, and we can now head over to our second event of the Celica meeting. So let's head over there and do that. As the course we are racing at is... oh, we're going to Red Rock. Oh, I haven't been to Red Rock for a couple of segments, so it's actually not a bad course to go to, as I'm putting on the semi-racing exhaust along with my engine tuning just in case. And so, we are now going to head over to Red Rock Valley for our second race of the Celica meeting. And we have quite a few different liveries here, as only one of them has the same livery as me. But ultimately, I really do regard this livery as being legendary. And considering I knew this was probably going to be a tougher competition, I just ultimately decided I was going to put on the upgrades put on the upgrades I previously had before I decided I was going to use this car for this particular event. As already I am up into the lead and just managing to force a block on the youngest Celica so far in my 91 Celica GTR, managing to throw the block, as I of course already have a slim interval to these AI, but they will quickly close up as this race progresses. Also, furthermore, I can see the sun over there, but I'm sure you guys probably already know that. But meanwhile, here we go onto the second and final lap here at Red Rock, since all of these one-make events are only 2 laps, and looks like we had a little bit of a freight train there, as already I am holding on to the interval down the inside, on the inside of the first banking, whilst everyone else was clearly up on the high line, everyone very much using the Richard Petty line through there, and shifting down to third so I do not just go too wide and force myself into the gravel, which fortunately is something I do not manage to do. And officially it looks like I may have this one in my pocket, as long as I know I can just keep it on the road and not touch the gravel for these remaining corners. I should be able to hold on to the interval and take the checkered flag here at Red Rock, entering the final corner now on the lower banks, and onto the start to finish straight we go. The AI are closing in, but it will not be close enough. As it is a victory at Red Rock. And so in the end, I won by 3/10 over the Toyota Celica, I think that's the street version, as far as I know. But anyways, so we had 399 Celicas in this event, and all of them, I believe, were tuned Celicas. And so, in the end, I won by 3/10 over the first of the 3 tuned Celicas, and the margin from 1st to 6th in the end was just under 1.6 seconds. As I beat the ES version by 3/10, then it was the 95 model of the GT4 in 3rd, followed by the 2 motorsport versions of the Celica in 4th and 5th, and then at the back it was my fellow Celica, the GT4. By under 1.6 seconds. And it is a W for me, meanwhile. And of course I'm going to save the game, because obviously I shall need to do that. And that is very much what I am doing. So, there we go. It is once again a clean sweep, and officially I now need to remove a replay because I need to save another one. So, there we go. Our first event at Toyota is now complete. And still 4 events remain. And then as soon as we have completed those 4 other events, we shall be complete with the one makes. But anyways, so that was the Celica meeting. And so next up is the Starlet meeting. And obviously I shall be purchasing the 3 cars I need for those in the next segment. Meanwhile, in terms of our progress, we are now officially 95.43% complete with this game, and my average win ratio is now up to just under 85%. And so, yeah, that was the Celica meeting. Coming up next is the Starlet meeting. And so with that, stay tuned for more Gran Turismo 2.